areho say wo hwe de asi wo Ghana na unim say NDC omo try say ombesa fix chief justice dismissal no abehye time wa akwatia Ghana fo nyina attention wo akwatia no sa mre na mu no omo de chief justice na dismissal no so bae so that ebeye divided attention na say MPP adwene wo akwatia at the same time chief justice issue so aba na say nka akwatia bo mo na nka chief justice de no so ayese no an ye discuss na say de omo ye no eno ye first thing
abusuawe de mame nchiawo na memo akwa abanfa wo mra afidie iso na nei ye wo man Ghana mu na enche be se bosome ne mna kakra nie na aban ehya ase se ensensem wana efa kane wotemuafo pani ho mekire chief justice ewura isaba Torkornoo ho ensensem bebre no a ya aban hya ase twene daweda ne kobonkum ne konifa na de mame ye jojo ne ani wura ha na ya te ne ho abadwakuo na afei nso ye tena ne nsem so a na eno no ya twene srani abasasa bosome kakra nie na enei de ababedadwa se sisia de aban de krata ba Appointing ya on enam His Excellency John Dramani Mahama so kire se de bi maame no ensem ahodo a abadwakuo kotena ase wo mo de abre no bibia di adanse se maame no se ye woni konsa na ye gine tumi de afri ni nsem se chief justice na afen so justice of the Supreme Court je se de maame no ye hwehwe na pre kura ya bona deja ya se de onkuta tumi bia wo oman Ghana mu bia wo na eno na lawyer for ene mpanifo ahodo a wono mabokui wo ye mbra kuni ni constitution nim abetena se na wono madwendwen ho de nsem bebre no atodwa ya wono mo kire se da bida ekwan ya His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wo fa so a omo aye jojo maami ni ade ne de enya de se fa mbra kwan so kora eno edanchen a ewiase amansan kabomukuo ya wono hwa tentre ne so mekire international justice na se International Court of Justice enso edo manu atum yebeka ya be se emre kakra nie no ankasa no ensensem ne baaye no ye hwa UK court de krata bi ba Appointing eba be kire mu se da bi ekwan ya NDC amonokuo ana se His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wode maame Isaba Gertrude Torkornoo efa so no enye ne kwa so a enti ebe ya anka omo nsesa na omo anya ntuwase hwehwemu ye neno enenam so ma John Dramani Mahama epa abodwakuo so wono motran nsem no so ene yide wase ampa wono matran nsem no so awie nsem a omo da begu nanim no kire se maame no esese ye woni konsa neno ena mpanifo bebre no a de ho senkan bebre no so abetoto montene a wono akire mu se de koye no entwa yie aloya fo mpanifo de nsem bia todwa yenko na yenko tie wono nsem a wono eka ye ne be
keke areho say wo hwe de asi wo Ghana na unim say NDC omo try say ombesa fix chief justice dismissal no abehye time wa akwatia Ghana fo nyina attention wo akwatia no sa mre na mu no omo de chief justice na dismissal no so bae so that ebeye divided attention na say MPP adwene wo akwatia at the same time chief justice issue so aba na say nka akwatia bo mo na nka chief justice de no so ayese no an ye discuss na say de omo ye no eno ye first thing na keke hwe uridi judge bia oba England a woko ye fene Lord Denning na sa Lord Denning no emra wo de ba ye nyina na otai decent emra wo de ba ye nyina aba be ye mra ene eno na obia eyusu the dissenting view no aba ye law na Lord Denning can say be said the law does not lean itself to trifles triviality adie bia yen ketenkete wo mremu no the law does not lean itself towards na mama ma clear example so ohwe mremu a dominant factors na ya na ye consider but enye triviality ne man ketenkete bia ehu hia law no kra e kan say e misdemeanor mama we nema miensa as chief justice ya de born no first of all petitioners they asem ko count 1 count 2 count 3 zehu ye bo ko adu wa court a first count court no be determine first count no second count court no be determine third count obe determine so odi for wudi bi mo nese obe punish first count na wa punish obe ja wa jao second count obe di we die committee ni tena ase no first count no kwa eye Daniel Ofori asem no kwa no eno kwa no mudi determine no de submit report de ama president na de ya ne se president say report no so on fan tudwa ehye ne kukum eti adia amount to stated misbehavior no yenim na keke unma de man ye very dangerous hwe ye constitution where wo hono e border on interpretation. Any interpretation which will lead to absurdity any kwan say ojina so ade bia odin chirechire mu beba e be lead to absurdity any kwan say when you are giving interpretation you don't give an interpretation which will lead to absurdity e de emfantiasepa emba yemfa san chirechire mu nemba over the three grounds I did remove Chief Justice na enana Dr. KB Ashanti kan eno na former Chief Justice enin yabo kan no. The dominant factor that you have to consider whether or not Chief Justice is what incompetent. Whether say Chief Justice or competent or not or competent. Then me dey mareho. Ebra His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or throw the letter in the abano. Know ye all men. You see, it is to capture a archaic English, but lawyers they tell you to capture attention. So a declaration, but a capture attention. But a bra or de bano. As he also will remove Chief Justice no as a Chief Justice and was a remove no as a member of the Supreme Court. Two nina were removed no. KK. It borders on two school of thoughts. Mebao, it borders on two school of thoughts. In the case of Chachuchi Kata versus the Chief Justice and Attorney General 202, court on a can be. Or can say Supreme Court her honor no Chief Justice Dibreno ejina ne ba binko ana we ye member of the Supreme Court non so as a judge enu so jina ne ba binko edikeke mema o typical example et say ye wo class ne yi class captain say omra medi ye so as a class captain a ye role bi a ye de ama no a administrative function a class captain e be perform as an administrator. Eti Chief Justice no so administrator or perform administrative function no say the head of the judiciary. Eti class captain no dey say to me no man no ya the bone na we free class captain so does it mean say unformal part of the member of the class ana? That is the question to be interrogated. That is my understanding because it borders on two school of thought unless somebody goes for further interpretation of that provision because you need clear case but I'm reading the case of Chachuchi Kata versus the Chief Justice. Asimo kan there be portion keto bi ameka chro. Or say me read the portion. In doing so, the court underscored that while the Chief Justice is himself a Supreme Court judge, his administrative functions in contest where his impartiality might be in question are to be kept separate from those of his colleagues on the bench at the Supreme Court. Listen to the decision in Chachuchi Kata versus Chief Justice and AG 2002. Eti Chief Justice no owoni role as a Chief Justice. Eti yenhwe ade a musa court no you shouldn't expect it from court. When the petition was sent to the president and the committee, what was Daniel Ofori seeking for? Ade a no was seeking from committee no say Chief Justice no ye remove no as Chief Justice. Daniel Ofori musa bibia say ye remove Chief Justice no as Chief Justice no say remove no as what as the member of the Supreme Court. So she did not request that thing from the inferior committee. That committee is an inferior. The reason why I'm saying it's an inferior, it is not a court of what competent jurisdiction. So whatever decision they come out with under almost supervisory court, I will say supervisor. So it means that if the Chief Justice is aggrieved by the inferior courts, or right to go to supervisory court to absolutely because once it is although other people are trying to say Article 146 is strictly censor, that means that a president will remove. There is no authority to that effect, and as a constitutional law lawyer, the metimi I can say based on the provision in the constitution. Once the committee is an inferior court, now you're inferior court no, or supervisory court to be a din anymore, I was supervisory jurisdiction, I check it that committee. So if the Chief Justice is aggrieved about that inferior court, Chief Justice should keep mute. More on kasa, more on court and challenge decision is abreya. On time Mahama be free so. Now on files are written challenges our decision. And Chief Justice will be brought back.
And then who said that is your court city or
Ebina Ura Tatuchi Kata. Ebina Ura, and no man require me be in your man. Ebina Ura Tatuchi Kata ye no. Ebra ye buano for Edin Kotu Muno. Tatuchi Kata anko appeal were MPP pencil. Or train Emma Justice Denis J. The Adeniko Supreme Court no. At the time, I didn't call court of appeal. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, a president. Ochanyama Nana Kufuadomo, Amemu Nina Kwawiye, President Conform de Kwawiye, Wanko Oma, a nipo by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama pensiono. I don't know call make up first His Excellency John Dramani Mansana Nana, Ebebano. A whole call ye, and Omodane Adiano, Eka Chese Chachujika Tenifo. A Chief Justice, name a footwool as a young lawyer. Meaning so because we are practicing more than 35 years. Mama, some people are even saying, say, once I remove Chief Justice and every son automatically. Amao Ekwaha. Let's read Article 128 Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. It says that the Supreme Court shall consist of the Chief Justice. 1. It shall consist of the Chief Justice. So bones are where to be connected to separate sentences what together. We are trying to find the etymology of the provision. You find the meaning of the provision. Or say the Supreme Court shall consist of the Chief Justice. So bones say conjunctive. There's a word there. And not less than 9 other justices of the Supreme Court. So 2 separate sentences. Oh yes, summary. School. Once a sentence, so you can get 2 ideas from it. 1, the Chief Justice stands alone, and 2, the not less than 9 justices of the Supreme Court. That means that Chief Justice is only the administrative head. At the end of the Supreme Court. The appointment is different. And a president appointing a Chief Justice is also different. I'm giving an interpretation which will not lead to any absurdity. Because constitutional provision, constitutional interpretation will not lead to absurdity.
There were Makai, Ebra Honorable Joe Sewusumo, Ebra Parliament, I say, or ye first deputy speaker. It do say no more to a baby. And then minority,
yes,
and this one because he's a deputy speaker,
yes,
of Parliament. Omo Supreme Court. Supreme Court look as a no.
The deputy
will be different as a member of Parliament. In this, we are not deny the people of Bekwai their right to vote. And Tinya or no say ne penny or koye a deputy speaker. No, and Tiabasa Bekwai for no represent to vote to him. And I think say
thank you, I saw a write-up by a yummy mate or a lawyer. No support to their maker, but I disagree in total with him on point of law. Because the person mechanism, if you read that provision, Article 128 Clause 1, Chief Justice Rojan and the baby, and Daniel Ofoli, you see, what you did not ask for from court, the court will not endorse that one for you. Court will call Honoma, capacity out the court, as some cross out the court before. So, what is the substance before the court is what the court will determine. What was the substance before the committee? Committee in say and what was the relief that Daniel Ofoli was seeking from that committee? Relief Ben and no referee committee no. Relief urgent say based on stated misbehavior, the Chief Justice should be removed. So relief I was seeking the removal of the Chief Justice as a Chief Justice. When PBB and Free Committee no say removal as a Supreme Court, a member of the Supreme Court. So Chief Justice being the head of the judiciary and performing administrative functions does not what prevent him her and I say it reverts her. So what's now with dismissing her? It reverts Chief Justice no Edinburgh being a member of that Supreme Court. So His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne letter no down one or the buy no I watch them my US free Chief Justice because many stated misbehavior it must have be US free so it is in contradiction with that the relief which was sought by Daniel Ofori and then no a bra
and I'm afraid double jeopardy
and say now too men sambra me a hosu fi
na be bacho ye nyina no ye monitor kwatia by elections don so until ye course biara I think say voting and as counting ashase until ye go say so no ye wo hodoma bibia ye de ebebro ewo dwumade no so
me dasna me hwe ne ma omugina so omudi remove Chief Justice back is about expenditure as a Chief Justice no you see Judicial Council any ade no omo na determine expenditure wo overspend. Chief Justice has no control, absolute control of account. And when I say Chief Justice will make a holiday, yes, this year make a holiday. Ufi says Sika say na best one. Okay, say no man ko work yaba. It will work bia near the says Sika no approve at the abra with Chief Justice.
No, no, Simon.
And you will determine Usika won fanko. In any way, in any case, Chief Justice no SNG yedisika ne man no. All kono. Oh, enipa ebe testify enipa 12 and ebe testify man udi adanse man no ana Daniel Ofori ede judicial ayi ho enipa 13 so be testify man no yenwe akuku dama ebe testify Chief Justice Doche Justice just meet me bombi eni ya boa omo former Sofia Kufu KB Asante amenuvo just omo doso omo nyina na be testify omo asem omo kan ne say omu nyina omo ye Chief Justice omu nyina no ebre bi omo bebe bia no o ko holiday na utime de oyere ko ubetime de obako bibia nsi ho kwan dem Chief Justice we di okoye no sika na ode koye no odi ye no ode sika no bebre ba ye se sika na mode maame no edoso etime de mintimi ni etime na me yere ne me ba ene me kunu na koye nso ma san de sika na ye den asan ba eno yese ye stated misbehavior enti ni suban bi nya enti yayi na bi na yen samra Chief Justice transfer obi de ne be kumase a te said the transfer High Court 6 justice bi wo ho no transfer ne de buy wode ne be kumase no eye administrative functions Chief Justice betimi transfer empo ye kira de wo secondary school na ne meye lawyer no o headmaster timika say geography teacher we mempe no enti monfa no nko ba bi foforo ma me na momere me foforo otimi ko Ghana Education Service o kan eye adwuma. It is a Chief Justice transfer judge be free one place to other administrative function and all performing ebinu de toto Charlotte say de ho Charlotte say akotena hotel edi ni sika hotel ebo Ghana kano ne de remove no na ni Chief Justice de na yepe. It the question is it what transfer judge be de ne ba ha no and no your stated misbehavior and the Chief Justice free ho. In any case adena petition no my na count 1 count 2 count 3 na mu determine count 1 no nkoa no mogina no nkoa so ede determine abrawa bo bi kwadu first kwadu second kwadu third eti adenti na ode kwadu ba ko pe omo maka omo de petition ne ba ye nyina no ye fra omo so omo yare. Now let me tell you
other two petitions almost saying you know ya kwa say but I don't 15th yeah I think it's 15th of this month.
Then I was about Chief Justice no e de akọ minim say Chief Justice no of say onya atrenten but there me person meka and say are we building institutions or we are building personality. Senka His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ye say ananko obeya appointment after Chief Justice foforo ana omuvu o free Supreme Court because emrana manakwan. If you read article I think 144 or 14 something it tells you that obetimi appointment free baby. Now senko ba be fa sesia na nko be kwa different neutral person be free baby na ode na be Chief Justice and any problem. Nemum sa bafu Justice bafu boni ya woti we ya we acting. Sa wo san de ne be ana po ama JSC. Wo san de ono eba be Chief Justice dia. Na be hu say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ni yedie ana wo hwehwe na nye the yedie of the good people of Ghana. And na me can say in the case of Amidu versus President Kufuor, Justice Pega in his dissenting view, it wasn't a ratio, it was an obiter dicta and also obiter dictum, a passing comment of a judge. The judge stated clearly, I said, 1, the 3 arms of government are separated from one another in terms of functions and role. Although there is that kind of separation but interdependence. And Justice Pegeto was no san can say. As what can I say? Side separation, no, it is not to the harmony of one arm of the government. But we should look at the harmony of the good people of Ghana. Good people of Ghana, omu ye DNT and yachichemu. Nene, wo wako yu obi afini ye diemu. Na wo executive na wote wano. Enyema wa ye nyina na ye papa. Ye musa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say, enyema wa ye ne Ghana ha nyina na ye papa. Ebi call for removal. Edru baby kwa uja country we wakwa ni president. Etiano enye stated misbehavior. Etiano yebetimi de impeach na remove no ana. And then I can say, Justice Beacon or London, England, they say, the law does not lean itself to what? Triviality, trifles. Eti nye marketing kiti bi wa anya ni ejina so e de remove obi. Eti mi woni say we ye clear case omo undermining democracy and judicial independence. Na e kamye say Ghana ha obi antimi nkasa. Obi antimi because Ghana ha enipa omutimi kasa ya soja fo nko a. Omo language nkwa na amanfote because obi antimi nkasa na emom se ne ya
bomb so say
yes but the me can say nei anya me nkasa soja
yeah, okay
me kase omo nkwa na pese omo wa obi antimi nkasa discipline na emom se koba se obi onye soja ni eka kora na yenye den yemfa de me pese me kan say enema bi wa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama di gu akwa mu a it will be very dangerous for this country. But enche biya Ghana behunu sa hawa ewo sa de na make say Hosea chapter 8 verse 7. Ade na Hosea kan o say he who eats the world shall swallow the void. He who breaks the mountains shall choke on dust. Na de make can say the omuye ni nei one day they will eat the world. They will swallow the void. And a time will come, omu breaking mountains na, omu besa choku on the dust. Na assembly wo hono ma udidi obi neto na. Etu pese obo ma me ne bra ni sun se, onu a o ma ne Supreme Court judge, onu a ne nsanka na entitlement ni sika bia, na chese what making the nonsense of ma me no. The law profession from the Nkwala Abrimu.
Okay, that's so you know the entitlement.
The only thing the entitlement one can, the only thing the woman can do is to pick the books. No, I started a courtroom as a lawyer. Because just a dairy, I don't know what you say here, or court as a lawyer. That is baby o the mamma baby no.
Wow. Want to be TV so any na mekai wo say talk Ghana Jumedie no wasuguso a wotie ye toa Jumedie no so you just heard from lawyer Evans Osei Bonsu, Honorable Andrews Bediako enso ewa ha George Kwatin wa ha together with Mr. Ishak Chei Brobe. Na digina mu no akwatia bai le makacho so omo counting enti ye the way say no fam na afi omo guso omo counting no se bibi huhu bi amba dia na chese ye watwen mu se omo counting no ba ko a bia ye hu New Wenchi Palace NPP enya asumedu ya 192 ena NDC enya 79 ewo New Wenchi Palace wonum asumedu ya 192 na NDC enya 79 ya bomba say be the say ya but enti meantime in between time ya the way FM but ya ni ewo hodoma ehu hia say ya call sisia yabako ni akwa update no ede abro enti honorable memra wo so
ofake adwuma nyina na lawyer yi enti me fi se ye de kakra bi na beka wono yahwe ye resource eba ye be sere se ye nkrofo mo ho no mo ni na ofri se ya no mara mo di kan de ye stronghold no ba enti wani gi no afi no mo de no
ofake isi mi ntwa no keke de na me de kan wa na me kan article 144 ne se Osha 1441 or say the Chief Justice shall be appointed by the President acting in consultation with the Council of State. It's an appointment on the Council of State and they appointed. But we read clause 2 now, Article 144 clause 2 now, or say the other Supreme Court justices shall be appointed by the President acting on the advice of the Judicial Council.
So it's different.
It is different. So Judicial Council Article 14441 no. in consultation.
I want to see Subio. I'm not getting it.
You see, by virtue of article, or in the light of Article 144 Clause 1, or say of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, or say the Chief Justice shall be appointed by the President, acting in consultation with the Council of State and with approval of Parliament. The Chief Justice who you na be Chief Justice there also we shall say only Council of State be home as we simultaneously. Now we are Parliament or the normal approval and send what me appointing. The mode of appointment is different. Now you don't be a member of the Supreme Court, and you're different, and also need any clause 2. The other Supreme Court justices shall be appointed by the President, and the President acting on the advice of the Judicial Council. If the Judicial Council want to be two President for say any pa way, when you demon fanamra a man may Supreme Court judge, we should have done you for it. A charge be or say, my men appointing Nipa Duomo Supreme Court was suggested, and you only suggested yet. Judicial Council and someone back and say, ye power Supreme Court near shorty. No, my men are to just send a president, ye nipa because not president no only Judicial Council no agent or not appointed be the court. We ya the bomb, my men do at the removal. No, it is already the mode of appointment now, different. It would be a case of removal. No, now what's answer you know, you want to say on sign member of the Supreme Court. Me, I beg to differ with the greatest of respect and with all humility. You see, the way and manner His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is running this country is very dangerous. It's very dangerous. The good people of Ghana feel so much to Miyama, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. But Ghana, we live to see, say, one we are Ghana for bisu. They are all yin say, ope, majority be not what destroy, or we are no cock. And the all your name Ghana, and yet the harmony of the good people of Ghana. But on one person in the NDC ye ya that's at the how can say na bebre Ghana. A software imam any and for nipa can almost starting normal kasem. Because mamina we no. Ebeye mutatis mutandis with necessary corrections and necessary amendment. When a lawyer says it has to be applied mutatis mutandis, that means that it has to be applied with necessary corrections and necessary amendment. That means that if elephant will never forget about this. One day, if elephant wins power, I'm telling you, whoever will be appointed as a Chief Justice, Satipaka Onyamako. We appointed Chief Justice, Satipaka Nempo, Samuko change Imrana, they will also amend it. Ombese Sambrano, because Nipa the man in Siabo. Omobese Sambrano, no more so appoint you almost Chief Justice. Never why.
May that say a very passionate
and I make a honor ye moving one I basis ya. What they camera na church run. Yeah, political offer. Obekaya say unim say ministers under John Mahama 2013-2017 by 34 former ministers or government appointees or more double salary say Ghana. Yeah. Na Kufuado so pe o man ntina meka say o mo say MP for any pe o man we do amunya asase no ka ye nyina yetimu be den because ha nipa we na nka hwe political class about 34 people from one political party na nka de o mu nyina ko gina court na ya prosecute o mo I don't know the name say o mu nyina ayo man body ya form kotum win the security of this nation the implications and kabeba in the wisdom of President Kufuado e ka say no anyway me cousin Nancy to abawie na minority da ebe cheche mu ache ye bibu na ye hu say rumor president na transo na anu no be ka che me hu say no krese President Kufuado na ama yam prosecute sa nipa we munya abamba be mu nyina na omo ka ho omo je double salary NDC ministers about 34 of them sa nipa we sika omo je kan nyina bom na fatoto ma media omo say ode atukwa no ne ni kuru ne bade atukwa say dura enti why are we doing this to ourselves? Say I don't know kwa NDC for dia Ghana for beka say MP for ye na yeduabo because say Ghana for no expectation of mo MP no eso cha na NDC yeso nyina political party ba ko na ye rane hwe sisi ye papa John Mahama o yes ane ma wo wie ya oyi ma me no hwe asema okoka waka ne ye yeah. Or see democracy thrives on institutions. This say ye institutions na e ma ye governance in ye democracy no entumi nyina ne nan so. You knew this. Now you the petition abroad. Petition at the brown, you see more than 10,000 pages. And I guess I know what na ye de brand no within 30 minutes ye tumi
I know you one pay 10,000 a year. I know you one.
Ba ko pa no dan ofori de na ye tumi ahwemu nura e de atworo krata e de yi maame na di na emu bi de ye hu se ofa so beka na wa video se ade omo ye nyina maame no mbe yi na di enti mi de na enye me nwa but eye sabi a ye twa to na utwa sa no to na yina ye ka se democracy na ye ka ho asem se ye yina no na ye de be ye adwuma de a sa sa wo ya ndisi fo atwa to no na me se sa de we ebe di omampani Mahama ene ne generations achi it was so many years to come
but straightness na make wo hwe eye Oran Sansari so I'm a former dean law school or say right constitution there yeah juma what's your performance just a constitution perfect
constitution yeah juma yes but so for you there the kind of say akwado or say omo try my say the case ni treason
yes
that's what they did to the woman na we mami former chief justice na ade we no yade a NDC for no sa na omote omo ni judiciary no since NDC PNDC ba Ghana ha omo ni ni yida because omo wa adwen bi say odim say omo ne kum sa judges miensa no PNDC time enti omo fi say judiciary no omo NDC ni hu lawyer kra na ne buafu enne na omo nkrofo asuasua bi because omo say one people for their tie for nko a omo de lawyer for nko a enti ya ade e wo say omo ni judicial no de titimrem ni omo ni yi na nya maame we nko ho ebra omo ba power 2009 na president Kufuor afiri akonwa so maame Georgina Tilda Wood bae no omo fa akwan bia so frustrate maame se nko be yi maame na afiri ho and this woman told us edruba bi ko ye se nko be resign obeka ya president Moss ekoye press meet the press bi Emma, I think say Kobi Fiagbe. E Kobi say an question say, what information you want say or pe kwan bia yi Chief Justice na free ho na nokora wo mu no osi gina ho. Hwemanim. Am I a heart cat hunter? Obeka na kwabraje ya no ya NDC chairman. Abe make comment say there are so many ways to kill the cat. E ho na President Mills Marka obuka say onye fence cat hunter. Enti President Mills na dey na see form yes ankada das within the NDC no enkomo ye kwan bia senka ye nyima amene mfiri ho enti nya enne na ehase na bra president Mahama eye ne campaign no o ka hesa maami oba obeyi na di so nya tumi a ene o sai ka kire NDC for lawyers say o shi om no ka kire om say media me ka kire mu nyina ne say judiciary no akoye MPP for nko a enti munyire mo ho na me ba mepe kwan na me de mo ahyehim ampampa obaye no wasoa first time in the history of this country 7 members to the Supreme Court at a go e bin see that ebra na Supreme Court no ye 14 judges no president Mahama then in opposition and this for catch and say obodo dodo Akufo Addo free ho kwa na omo 14 and now by all the 7 account me yakodu 19 what kind of hypocrisy is this? Enti ya adwena omo boye ewo omo tirimu se omo ba power de omba yeni ena mampani aboduku a yefere se yemfita duku ena wa na dwen se oba saade na wo ye no enti mi na nya me nwa ne mu na senke ma maame no fair trial ena mitie lawyer Iko Otu former attorney general mitie no kwa na ase su edeme wo hwe pani we se do city ya onye obi o ekikako but the way amana he was talking and emotions na no de kasa no utum say the asinu na nya o say omo ni mo ahia as a lawyer waka chem say omo twere omo written statement na omo de aba enra monday no omo de ayiru kodu ano omo ko no
written submission
submissions no omo yiba omo de ayiru ko na wo hwe opanyina na oda committee ya no enra ni dimina no de ye presentation you see eya obi was ankrofo no nyina mu e no omo bo yes omo bo pose ombe yi maame no because omo adwene say we were senior members at the Supreme Court and na ye de maame no bae e no bae from a course of appeal or bae no e na president Kufuor Addo be ye ne chief justice entie manini kwambie be fa so and this for behaving as if say judiciary na bae no since 1992 e be share ye 1992 constitution problem say what judiciary nyina ye maame we na akoso yet you kasa na omo nsema oka even 20 year friends say 20 Supreme Court omo koya asie nu katia be ka che say court na omo ko no nkura krata bia court fa makola calculator court na ho na obobọ kokpa no enne obo maame no ko adu a omo say ore na ma omo lusu sa case no na even say unanimous FC na no mo ka ho asem no na mo ka sa asem no e to judiciary so that doesn't maame no na no ye chief justice maame be di chief justice abini I think say 3 years ani but ya niema akoso wo judiciary ho nyina no ndisi fo adwen nyina no say maame na akoso ni nyina because ono na ye head ubi so mo nkrofo no mutumi kofa ade bi a yese maame na ye na sa time kwa maame no onyam ko supreme court mpo enso na de so ano give a dog a bad name in order to hang it.
Me see wo be kwa kwakwase no dachi onko be kwa
na ade we ya asi no offer eyareho in the history of this country na nipa mo ayo ma dwen say minia Franklin Kujo ai oti Facebook e na osa o invite ko for mumra na minimum menum sa ne enkodi ayi chinchinka ne de ka ho na se e don no bo na se dane a aka na ipe o ofa aka na ipe na se don no bo na ade no dane a sa nipa we ya na omo aka omo anu atumi nipa ba ko maami we nsem ba ya mamu se watumi aka bia waye bold pa ene sa kremoni na ayi national prayer okogina ayi fo no a okasa he no oh god o kanokre na asofo omo wo mamu omo aka omo anu atum ye na nanu ma hemfo omo aka omo anu atum na me ena ede me konne wonkasa o kire de ofa keke be ko wonkasa the next day no na ye wo ena ye de wo ko na ho na be kasa and I think say democracy na ye practice no ya ya manedru baby say ewi ase nyina de omo ani hwe na de wo ya ye nyina no disturb the investor confidence
international community
exactly na nipa da sane hunu sa de wo enti wonye wiase japade nyina na ohwere okra ofamfa so be na obenya sisi ayi offense legislature ya odia executive wafa judiciary no aka no so a yenim se ebebo democracy no ho fa so a wase akogunu aka ho na me de asena ayi panifo be bam no de make ani ene de lawyer no me nya adwen but me de say wo ne me ya adwen obi bia ye de ko supreme court wa ndc aban we na de oba bia no ye nye chief justice nkwa na ebeyi no ye beyi judges na ka ho
rated misbehavior
oh yeah na say me say masha say atwere me nkrata omo ho nyina me bisa omo din ni omo fie me hwehwem
obi 10,000 cross atwere
ne ya twotwo enti ye na de akoto say nyame boa na say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na be ye president wo my wim na de command no so ntiase a ye betene so atua because said the nsuo to ahenra no esese sa na to na nsuo beto obiafo na ofen to obiafo de nya to ne nyina ya bia de say because the John Mahama any NDC for aye no e ya reho sem nti e besra asofo no omo hwe in future say omo pese we bi esi no omo nkasa net say the maame sofo yakufu akasa sisia no omo nkasa maame no o se ne wira ho ya say judiciary no this is what the woman is saying.
But why didn't she resign?
No question I
the question time we resign.
Maybe I don't even say be cut to this extent. But
I been like Sonia you cry. But if you Zongo community now, we are still losing Zongo communities.
And figures
here are nodding.
Me share figures.
But figures Zongo community.
Early days yet.
If you look at
but it would have been we say that they call a judge.
Yeah, make can say adesi no. Rehosem. Enti ye nyina yemfa ya no ntumbi. Na ye nye o man no nyina office o man no enye baako for dia. Enye ndisi for dia. Si ye kase ye ni se ya bo mo ye de ma o mo ye ya ebeduru ba bi no. Me na ye de me call ye. Wan kasa o chine do be call. Benso men kasa de nezi no na de menu eko na o man ye koya na e bai
mate me da super papa honorable Andrews bediako enso ene ena wote ye no still ye wo dwumade no so ye ko animu na yahwe baka chels akwete by elections no say no de no num abo ama kwakobo no nsia na snippets men kan say results no remu kakran but here na me say no me hu no say early days yet yenwie na yenhwe sene ade no ebeko yente eye bad eye bi ade yenhwe sene ebeko nti hand in hand yenhwe any chief justice de no kopem say ye be samu na apne de results ni na so abro judge
Keke
George
Eyaro
That's a gaps. Solomon area no one gaps no so.
Yeah, Solomon. And no there. And yeah, be share. George, wait here. Facha make it to be na me share but there we say because and someone be announce okay, I have this one Takra Methodist Church NPP area 84 provisional results and NDC area 162 and also in others no they forget it now in 2024 no that time NPP area 149 NDC area 116 but this time around NPP area 84 NDC 162 all GBC station Buadia NDC and 154 NPP 66 other ones no dear front to maybe answer and Aquatia Lorry station a hollow provisional results NPP 83 NDC 333 and we have a Brosenase polling station 158 for the NPP 107 for the NDC so Akikano Wenchi and NPP 116 NDC 92 Menti Nina I think so when you know a provisional result baby also NPP was but George me need what to make of maybe if it's anything to go by and I say yen train yes guswa ye train there and then ye ka
appreciate okay na aroho kakra sanse ne die kabi mamen ka bi aba enchino wo hwe NDC for first no na judges no ituo na omodi ye the president Mahama ye judicial coup d'etat na waye no esanse saade we ya president Mahama ye no ebedi na chi ne nkwa na nyina esanse waye ade a ebi ensi ewiaseda ebi ensi ewiaseda so obehwa since 1992 president bia no hodma waba wayi chief of staff and chief justice edi ebi ensi da president Mahama pe any the first president obaye wayi chief justice edi na mami die na waye die mpa na mami waye me die minya kwanya adwane demonstration na ye against time na almost started process na se na ye nyina ye nim se eyeyia na omope no ayi na di but maame nso ma wiase nyina hunu se enye bone bi no waye enye ade bi no wanye ne ye nemum eye wotan hunu a President John Dramani Mahama ni NDC aban no at the time no the only reason omo time no nyina because of politics among yourself omo gidi said the woman was appointed by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo under the MPP government enunti se omo aba na se John Mahama na ye president dia na NDC na ti abema se so omo pam no na omo kofa NDC ni ede ne be chief justice edisisi no omo kwa appoint NDC chief justice as simple as ABCD na ye de ye nka hwe ye okroma kromu ayati so no sabi ayabato ne yakoto me no ka say aka 39 months pe na President John Dramani Mahama na nemre aso na okọ 39 months pe na okọ a ontumi ndi president bi na megidi se okotre fie a obenu no ho esanse sa ade ya waye no enye sa ade no nko na waye hwe abawe baye the first boni a woye ne se omu chief of staff issue statement se obia yefa na juma under MPP bia na yenyina di me no kasa Ghana mabunu over 36,000 na yeyi omodi wo wie wan fans ho a o wie yenso na wo se wonu ma na o mo se o mo pepa se o mo badwane ye bambo adwuma no ebi ye police ebi ko soldier ebi ko immigration ebi ko fire ebi ko prisons customs ni ade na ya train o mo 6 months omo baye no mo say recruitment no started under the MPP government nti omo ye MPP for eno so ye yi omodi enipa be 2000 nti ne uhu insecurity enam kroma ye bo obi tuo ene ade beti ade se bia no ya motu a na obi wu
ene homo wa keke homo wa omudi ni nkran keke for the first time pipe tu a yatwi pie abontene no mfonyin ni bia wo yembe show enipa ba enum anasesen omatoa nanam wo nsedo ene ye ne agase ye nuama e wo sola me no kasei journalist bi a me read from the page o se nipa awuo no omo kai over 200 na nipa aka nyina omu nyina dwane afri kuro no makotena akobọ mo ho adwa e wo Cote d'Ivoire bi mu Kotogo ene insecurity agiatese all because of president no incompetence anase amamu a obu a enkoyie enunti ene atutrafo agie kuro afa na yekoye judiciary nso a ye court system nso a atemu adwuma no eho ena sisie de ode nsa aduro wapam chief justice wampam ni kekeo enimpo ade a ono agasa ko school esu ade a ofa mu a nyese otifie ne yakofre no wane na mu a practice from lawyer abeye judge koduru Supreme Court judge eno so kura no president ni se sa dibre na wono ankasa ko ni school akoduru no woyinati na wiye no eno wode ne nsa sin bu so I John Dramani Mahama mia na me se meyiwadi enye hwe se wono na tumi kita no tumi nso de ekura ho a sisi no so ye supreme leader okasa obi nkambi de open no ye but me pese me hu se enche bebre ena anu ya owini elections o Thanksgiving na okogina ho no kan sem bi se ni wura fie amekai no wose embrai olusu lesson na okotena fie no eto de bia opagya nani a apart from na yerpe no hu nanim etumi di be 2 months na obi ampon sending message musa say Mr. President on te say enti on kai say 39 months per na aka obesa kotena fie biem eno kra de ni da so bi amani so biem because atem no obeye former president a oni akwanya say obekita tumi biem eho na obehu say sa boni a wodi ye no ebedi na chi na de waye no esa so ya de esese wo ye oba bia na wo Ghana ha wo sori mapa wo ye oba wo ye ohima wo ye oba wo ye sofo wo ye oba wo ye adetoni wo ye oba wo ye akyerɛkyerɛni wo ye nurse wo ye doctor oba bia esese otumi sori na sa de ya NDC fo ne President John Dramani aye otumi condemn na opanish wo mo mini kroma enkomo ayedie a President Kufuor kra no de sa girl child education ni baye aye bo hu dewura free SHS baye ene ukọ secondary school a emema dodo a ekọ school no the same thing e man kra tete no mo do so chen emema no aye nyina no all the conferences aye ko nyina ye say ye mpushi ema enfo mo nko the highest positions na mami etumi afem hwe oba ubenya dibre wanim no enya easy o aye busa ye nua moma no atete a ubefem sometimes ukọ be ma bi office kura kope bibia uduru ho say manage ho ni nyina no sesa ufa kwan bi so a ubetumi a penetrate all these challenges na maami yatumi afa yawe mu nyina akoduru Supreme Court judge ama President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo abona baso ahye ne munyam se wadwumadi a wadi a aso se de wasom oman yinti nukramu enti saade a ye judicial institution ni nyina wo na obeba be head a obe chief justice obaye a wo se menti ase enunti yatena Jubilee House ene ya atwerɛtwerɛ bibi ene ya frɛfrɛ nkɔfo se momfa mu signature me chance ade petition ni nyina wo mo twerɛ no Jubilee House eho ena omo twerɛtwerɛ no enye obi a na twerɛ obi a de brɛ omo ena omo wieye no omo ma obi ede ne nsa hye ase ena omo se yayi wadi enya hwe me de ma me no meka se ema ne nka hwe onkotena fi bɔkɔ na emom se de Yesu Kristo kan no wasi Jerusalem maba mama mu nsuma me na emom mu nsuma mo ho mo amaka akire no adie ya waye no wode wo how pa na bread judges e wo a omo nso ewo enisuade hu so omo pese omo ye chief justice and Supreme Court judges esa sese nyame ya adom na se MPP ye ba kwanya omo kire ye kwan no sisi e de omo kire yen See yen ye ba no ne enso ye de judge ana ye Supreme Court judge ana ye Chief Justice enso eba yen ka enkyere no ha say yen ye ba say NDC for appointed Chief Justice MPP maintain no there be any Chief Justice bia John Mahama president NDC be appointing bia won say ada ye be swear Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in as the president of Ghana no sada na no na de na dibire no de ato hoboko because ye betwere petition no kra opposition azan ya ba bem enti abana ye de bo tachi no ye de ato ho kama kwan bia so ye de bebo ba na de mesre ni nyina ne se ema obia bamumbu ema obia enka hwe na se de omo ye no de no omo ye de omo ye ni nyina ne se omo se Chief Justice we wo ha omuntumi emfa MPP for enko court bi ni nsa mu ni case sa wo case a lawyer wabon kura betumi am wadi nkunim you don't need a judge o we say lawyer ni because wo case na ye white me di matare yakọ na sa atare na ye white judge betumi aka say ye blue debi e mean ni say omu ni case because omu ba ye entro enko a omu case omu akwati bibi e friend oral committee na omukoye investigations no sika ombetumi arezi ye $21.1 billion enti ye nkobo besia biom ena me no buy one Ghana cedi omuntumi rezi ye ena Ghana ka omaba guso within just 9 months no eye $10 billion 10 billion ena omde abeka Ghana ka you see a gold board no e bon kan enti me de mesre se obi anya abotre na MPP fo nyina ye nkamom adia ehia ba ko pe ene nkamom esan se miminim mi wogidie mapa se MPP fo eye abufuo ne ba ye ne yetena fie se MPP kabom ne yakase ye koto aba bibia no wa NDC betuma bitie hwatete a ene omode NPP ekomu ene MPP fo sori a empanyifo ye de ne koyoko National Security BNI CID ni ye de ne ko baby obi ho ya ka kire se onko report 3 enti anopa okọ report oyoko a ewia no akọ report o BNI enwumre no akọ report o CID eno a ene omatia drufu soldiers so ene tiktokers wo ho ani achew samtroni onka bi hye onni omafa na onye onsinki praises ema oma ni achew de kenyina ne se emre ni nka so kufuo bedi 8 years okọ Lawrence Dini de okọ na nado danko akufu ado okọ even President John Dramani Nanga Sakura oba first term no satan no o seek for the re-election Ghana for to aba tini si form pa no sitting president Ghana for to aba yini si form enti bibia no eso Ghana for ye na de hia ne se MPP yanka ye homom na minim se eda ne so a 2028 Ghana for na ne be frese mumbra na amamuo papa na mubu no monsa meto
Mate George Quarted is the name na yawaha Gasto enje Gasto mixture so ebetna say but Mr. Ishak results though to kill in kakra na
me kan niam mienu pe na fe aba results no so see the here results no pa di kan ene se see amahwe ayi coach ne nkomo ba akon me afina me be nya kwan kind full you know was see judicial offense saying judicial travel policy no judiciary travel policy no enya dia committee no consider kra omo ahwe kra lady kind they toss me no and say one more say no you're saying report you're saying
over 10,000 pages yeah
report
yes
everyone came for
nature say enya dia yera John Mahama okay
this one will speed be on the
kind in 2 hours ana or the throw letter no e di yi ma me na di engineer dia o kan ye the ECOWAS Yura Mahama second chance a Ghana for the man no. Minim say summary nipa bebree eyi wo mo ya so mo de mo kokro motie ne FM no. But adia ECOWAS nyina no. Adia baako ana me pese MPP4 ye fiye ni ye bie ya so na ye di ye ni esis na di ye hwehwe no eye tumi. What you say? Yeah. Minim no doso dodo ewo ye party mu. Enna me na me dia ye me na me dia ye me e doso ewo party mu. Ye woni na ha na wo. Ye woni na ha na wo. Na lawyer hwe resource eba no si o Zongo communities no. So how many people are in the Zongo communities? If we see ya heti yourselves. See ya heti yourselves. Nye tisisi ye kwa aba. With all due respect to many and mama no more esom. How many? And the north. How many? Election statistics 2024 no. All right, lawyer. The entire 5 northern regions ningina. What did to 2020 abana ye kokoto ye na na kufu ado de na ye lusu vote 164,000. 5 northern regions no. Ye no kra no northeast Dr. Woodba Omia region there ye gaining over 20,000 votes oh. 4 na ye de no so tie no what the northeast 20,000 plus no kokoti free mu a ye vote ye lose 5 northern regions ningina lawyer 164,000 tiengo mani yo ana ya no kasa tiengo mani yo Gana for munjo lawyer ye lose Greater Accra kwa over 570,000 votes. Over 570,000 votes. Do you know say Greater Accra say and the dominant ethnic group e Greater Accra e Akan. Yeah, that's so. Dominant. Any those who Greater Accra. But what you say? Yeah. Check it maps no see here Ashanti, Eastern, Central, Greater Accra, Western North. Saha no. There Ghana map no there nefuna epu no. Any check every kofo ebesi John Mahama 2024. You lose honing in upper east, upper west, you know, to northern region, and then northeast, the savannah. 2024, and it shows that northeast, no affair, or no wakoi, or you know, free northern territory, honumu. Then oti na affair about voter region. And to one more what say no. Elsro honu chasro no fin say ketwana eba babesi you know Venezuela no. Zone no voter region no. Bia ya wene. What do you say? Enti lawyer ye base the soon.
But at least they should have considered Baumia as their own.
Meba. Fatu now 1 man be 1 minute to 2 minutes. Political party MPP. No. Nekrana Zongos ne northern no etimia peja kakra. If you go okra na abo MPP you di kra wo mu kra na o akwara papa no wo kra obepam. Yes, it used to be very bad. But the point I'm saying is that Ashanti Lusu for over 430,000 votes. Okay. Yanto. Eastern region over 250,000 votes. Central region over 230,000 votes. What I'm trying to put across in precise terms is this. Yeah, lawyer. They were buying and no now, but now so now you can't unfa. You can't. You know, see. Plus, and some bebre ya can matrobia for home and all of that. Nya fena ya besa boni nyina chi. Say ye best this so. Say ye buy better so no so betie yen. No ye die ye can wa nya so branch no betie yen no disua. There is no way.
Yeah.
There is no way. If it's a numbers now, you can on Zongo in Northern, no. To be very honest with you, and with all due respect to my friends in the North and in the Zongo, but when we get angry, Niakas yen trouble. Nana Gufado, see a trouble run off. A trouble run off. Anka NDC ever winning majority in Parliament, but Nakufado would have been president in 2008. But what just here? Would have been president in 2000. So the unity and intransigence, research, utifoboma, titibrity, tintintinti, yakasama monfa.
Isaac, Okobo yabe depa, but me breno, aso.
Results na ba ne ka dibi ma chief ansani ya kwa kebwa.
Somebody have body as say MP elect.
Oh, I don't know. I'm there because I'm too. I'm there egum and 10 but baby I do the idea all we can do and they say other guy Isaac who say who say be balance
yeah winning
but better you know I say me bread unti the advertisers say you know enti acha no be no so komo no chino dia na yehu obi ehu the smoothness level enti better Ishak chei bro be better na papa for your lecturer e wo KSTU. Many thanks to lawyer Evans Osei Bonsu